Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to a new 2 million grid time trial challenge on Gran Turismo 7. We are back at Catalunya in Group 3. We have been here before. The only two differences are that we are on the racing medium tires this time and we have the final chicane. I am pretty sure it was racing hard tires last time. I'm in the Porsche 911. It might not be the best car, but it's certainly a nice car to drive and it feels good through the twisty bits. I am not strong in Group 3 and at the same time this might very likely be a popular combo amongst World Tour drivers and other aliens. So I will have to keep an eye on the gold limit time. My only hope is that it might settle down fairly quickly because I think that the fast drivers are very familiar with this combo. Let's get straight into my first attempts. So this is Thursday morning. I'm ready for it to be 9 o'clock so I can jump in and see what we are getting. I am claiming my prize for that stupid Laguna challenge with the weird downshifting. So we are jumping into the Porsche 911 and this is my first lap. There are no ghosts to follow because we've all just started. But I know that the black box is a good marker for the first couple of corners, getting the car slowed down. Be sure to not get too excited because it's all about getting a good exit out of this corner, having a look after that orange barrier that just disappeared out of the screen there. When that's at the center of the screen, that's a good time to accelerate. Braking just before the bridge seems to be a good idea. Just be patient around these corners. This is a bit shaky, I know, and it's not going to be fast because there will be some hiccups. Also, just let the car coast, and I didn't let the car coast for long enough, so my exit got all messed up. I had to slow down right when I wanted to accelerate. Braking at the start of the curb, still running wide. You have to make sure to get the car turned in properly because it's so easy to just wash wide. Can I survive this? This is where I usually run wide and get a penalty. I was so close to getting one, and yeah, there is a brake marker for the hairpin. I'm missing the apex by a couple of miles, but we are making our way around these final corners. I will get back to that brake marker for the chicane there. There is a flag post, but the black box is missing during time trial, but you can still see the post it's attached to. I'm not going to comment on the final bits because that's just rather awful, but we make our way around the final corner, staying on the track, don't pick up a penalty. We are across the line in the very slow 149.329, so we just carry on. I am slower through the first couple of corners. You can see the time is getting red, it is going down. Keeping an eye out for the orange barrier, center of the screen. I'm safe to go if I've got the line right, that is. And you can see I'm gaining back my time here. This time I don't make as big as a mess of that corner. Still a bit squirmy on the exit. I almost crashed coming through this corner. But coming into the hairpin, yeah, we're just past that empty box pole there. But yeah. And second gear, that's a bit too high a gear in the Porsche. The Porsche has a very nice long first gear, so that's the gear to use out of there, I think. So that was 4/10 off and we keep it going. We make our way around the first couple of corners, and as we are coming into the downhill left-hander, I'm beginning to gain some time, especially on the exit. I'm getting a better exit once again. You can see instantly the time is improving and I'm a good chunk ahead at this moment. We are not running wide. I had to lift a tiny bit on the exit. Clumsy chicane, but still a nice improvement on this third lap. Let's just get around the final corner and get across the finish line in 1:48.071. And the following lap, the chicane was much better. So despite the lap not being the best, you can see I'm getting a much better run out of here. I could have taken a bit more of the final apex there, but still, we are getting across the line, this time in a 1:47.787. So we are doing all right, but then I got too eager. I ran wide on that long right-hander, so we are out to have a look. This is not a goal time anymore, I am well aware of that, but this is early doors, only 9 minutes in, and I saw Tilsny was in the Nissan, so I decided to try the Nissan as well. And this Ghost, this is Tilsny's Ghost, and this has to be his first lap of the morning. You can clearly see him waking up. He is missing the first corner, so I'm right with him. So I am pretty sure he has just turned on the game and jumped into the car. And you can see now he is getting a better exit than me, so he will get past me there. And it didn't take him that many corners to start to come into a rhythm. There's no doubt about it. He is a much faster driver than me. I know that, but I found it rather interesting to see him, or his Ghost at least, see him waking up during this first lap. And you can see now he's really starting to come to life and he is pulling away from me. Can I make my way through the S's, not running wide and not picking up a penalty on the second apex, but I take off a decent chunk of time, 47.3. Also on the following lap, we are now down to a 47.1, so we've got a decent go on, but then I get a clumsy exit and I pick up a penalty, so it's time to get out of this one and see where we are at. Yeah, so 47.1, I just need to keep going. You can see the times are coming down fast. I decided to jump back into the Porsche. I have loaded a different Ghost and I got a small improvement. Now I'm into the 46s, and I did some more laps with the same Ghost, but this Ghost I was using was messing up as well. And I am getting a better run than the Ghost out of the hairpin, so you can see now it's just blocking my screen. I really need to remap a button to hide the Ghost. I think I've used that for some overtake button or something like that. But despite that, we still get some improvement in this one, a 46.6, and we carry on, and I think the following lap was a 46.346. And this was actually a decent first sector as well. We are keeping it going, but I am afraid that I am going to mess up soon. You can see we are keeping right up with the Ghost at the moment. So this was looking good, but unfortunately I lose the car coming into this corner. You can see I slide on the curb and then the car just snaps and I am off the track. We are 34 minutes in, and now the top times are mid 44s. They are in the 43s now, I believe. But I have loaded a different Ghost. Let's see what we can do with this one, getting through the first sector. And I am beginning to find some sort of flow myself. Make sure to keep the car tight. This is almost like the long right-hander at the end of Autopolis. It's over a hill, so you have to make sure that the car doesn't run wide. And yeah, we keep it going. We're coming into the S's and braking at the start of the curb, making sure to get the car tucked in and make sure I don't run wide. Just have to be patient. I was slightly missing an apex there. We keep it on the track. And we are staying on board. This is going to be a decent final sector from me. You can see I am hanging on to the Ghost. I think the Ghost got a better exit. We need to get the car tucked in here. And especially the chicane was okay this time. This is really a hit and miss. Sometimes you just get it completely wrong, but we get a good chunk of the first apex and the second apex up to second gear just as I have to lift going over the second apex, and then we can get a good run out of there. So I think that alone helped me improve that lap. So 46.161, and then I got a bit too excited, ran off the track. Now this is a fresh attempt, and you can see the Ghost I'm using now. I am getting faster myself, so the Ghost is getting a bit in the way and it's putting me off. I'm trying to stay focused. I don't really know why I didn't just find a button to get rid of that Ghost, but we've got a smallest improvement and I just want to get into the 45s now. I am keeping it going, and you can see the Ghost is really close, and frankly it threw me off on this lap. I was on a good lap this time, and you can see now I'm just losing the flow, and I'm starting to get annoyed, and as we come through the chicane, it all just falls apart. I am getting on the curb and the car is spinning, and yeah, I'm in overtime now. I have used my hour, but I want to get that improvement. I managed to ignore the ghost coming through here. I couldn't find a faster Porsche Ghost at the time, so I just had to go with this one. We are running a bit wide, but I managed to get back on the power. You can see that wasn't the best, but we are still doing all right coming through the chicane. Can this at least be below 146? And I think this time it is a 145.959. Very suiting considering we are in a Porsche. And I knew there was more in it. I could see it on my optimum time, so we carry on. Now we've got P1's Ghost. He is in the Ferrari, it's Consta. But I hope that the Ghost won't be as disturbing along the way if I'm catching up. I'm braking at the black box and down to second gear. Just be patient. I want to make sure I can swing the car back over to the right so that I can keep the car tight through this long corner, putting on the power. When I see the first orange barrier straight at the center of the screen, braking just before the bridge. Be patient around this corner, don't get on the power too soon. You can see my car is going a bit sideways, but it's almost helping me around the corner. Once again, make sure I let the car rotate, and then I can aim for sort of the middle of that long curb as my exit point. Braking at the start of the curb on the right hand side, down to second gear, let the car coast in so the car is able to turn. Here it's tiny brake and a lift and coast, and make sure not to run wide. And now we've got that empty flag box post. I'm braking at that and making our way around the hairpin using first gear. For the exit, you can see the Ferrari was fast out of there, all the way down to first gear to keep the car tight to this one. And now I just have to keep it together. I am on a decent lap for my standard now, and we are coming through the chicane. Make sure I don't make a mess of this, don't pick up a penalty. We get a good run out of here, a bit of a slide on the curb on the exit, but we keep it together and we are getting across the line in a 145.597. There was a lot of small mistakes in this one. You can see Consta was in the 43s. When I left this 20 minutes past 10, the times might creep down a bit further. I will need to keep an eye on this. I think I can squeeze a bit more out of this as well. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.